We're living in historical times. The Palestinian resistance has shown the world, has told the world, we are here. Do not forget us. Because that's what was happening since 1948. The world was ignoring the Palestinian people. So the resistance stood up. I compare it to the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. Please look at the Warsaw Ghetto. It was very similar to what Gaza was. The Nazis were trying to put all the Jews in one ghetto, one concentration camp, the way Gaza has been, and from there they would try to eliminate them any way they could. Malnutrition, they used it, and then eventually they took them to the death camps. There's very few. I've met some people from the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, but they were young people just like the Palestinian resistance. They were idealists. They had nothing to lose. And they stood up. They said, we're going to be killed, and we're going to take some of them with us. And that's what the Palestinian resistance, or Hamas, did on the 7th. Of course, some people would love to just focus on that all the time and talk about the excesses that took place. That's true, there were excesses. But this resistance on the 7th began way back in 1947, 48. You cannot take it out of context. And people would love to take it out of context and just talk about Hamas all the time without talking about the conditions that brought about the daily conditions of humiliations which the IDF, the military Israeli, also learned from the Germans. That was the first step, is to humiliate the people. So we're living in historical times, and now this council has a chance to stand up and make a statement that we do not agree with what's going on. And if they do not make the statement, the implication is that they agree with what's going on. They agree with genocide. They are what we called during the Holocaust the bystanders. The bystanders during the Holocaust did nothing. They just stood up. They just watched. And their grandchildren, this is very important because the grandchildren want to know, what did you do in those days? Did you do nothing? Were you a bystander? Did you agree with the genocide that's going on? These people in here are going to have to deal with those questions from their children and their grandchildren, the same way that the third-generation Germans that I've met, when we child survivors met with the third generation who knew nothing about us in Germany, they have also questions about their grandparents. What did you do during the Holocaust? We are watching now the equivalent, I would say, of a Holocaust. And we have to stand up and fight back any way that we can.